What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Destiny 2 on BlackTideTV. In today's video, another exotic weapon review for you, this time around the Riskrunner Energy SMG. Energy placing this weapon in your secondary weapon slot. The Riskrunner submachine gun is fueled by Arc Light. This was one of the weapons available in the beta. If you chose Warlock to play through the beta, you were given this weapon in the opening sequence. And it was a very popular weapon in the beta. It is currently available this weekend only through Xur on, I believe he's on IO for 29 legendary shards, and I cannot recommend that you purchase this weapon enough, especially if you are maining PvE over PvP. If you're playing through the strike missions, especially the strike on Nessus, this is a very powerful submachine gun. In my opinion, the best player versus enemy submachine gun in the entire game. I'm a really big fan of this submachine gun, and I'm not a very big submachine gun person when it comes to Destiny 2. A lot of the submachine guns are very underpowered, especially in player versus player. This one is no exception to that. In player versus player, you're going to have a hard time using this weapon. It's not very effective. It doesn't have a huge amount of impact, but the abilities that come with this weapon make it extremely beneficial for engaging certain enemies when playing strike missions, when playing in the raid, when playing anything that's PvE oriented. So the two traits that come with Riskrunner, the intrinsic is Arc Conductor. When taking arc damage, this weapon becomes more powerful and resists incoming arc damage. Kills extend the time in this overcharged state, and the extra trait definitely helps that out a lot. Some of the traits don't really go together, whereas this one, it's hand in hand. It's absolutely beautiful. And of course, the exotics in Destiny 2, you don't have to level them up to unlock the extra traits. It's already there when you buy this weapon or when you find this weapon in an exotic engram. The other trait, Superconductor, is already active. Superconductor allows Arc Conductor, when active, to basically chain lightning your bullets. So when you're engaging enemies, chain lightning will go between enemies on occasion and do extra damage, and it will return ammo to your magazine. And this doesn't even have to be when firing your weapon, I've noticed. If you take arc damage whatsoever, you will instantly have a full magazine of ammo for you. So if you run out of ammo with the Riskrunner, which is a huge problem with SMGs in this game, you will run out of ammo very quickly, regardless of what mode you're playing. You'll run out of ammo with this weapon. All you have to do is take arc damage as you have the weapon equipped. You must have it equipped. So if you have this weapon equipped with no ammo, you take arc damage, it will refill the magazine, and then you can start killing enemies and start chaining lightning and completely maxing out your ammo. It's an incredibly fun weapon to use because it allows you to just continue engaging enemies for an extremely long period of time without having to worry about reloading, without having to worry about having to find ammo off the ground. As I said, in some situations, it'll be very tough to use this weapon because you won't be taking arc damage and you won't be finding ammo, and it can be very frustrating. You'll be running out of ammo very quickly because this weapon fires at almost the max rate of fire in Destiny 2, apart from Cold Heart, which is a trace rifle. It fires at maximum fire rate, 1,000 rounds per minute. This one fires at 900 rounds per minute, so it's as high as you can get without getting into trace rifles, or the only trace rifle currently in the game. So it fires very quickly. You're going to spam off your shots. It has a fairly good sized magazine, 41 bullets in the magazine. But like I said, it doesn't even matter how many bullets are in the magazine, because once you start taking arc damage, your ammo will start to replace itself. It'll just automatically fill up as Arc Conductor becomes active, and then all you have to do is kill enemies. So you take a little bit of arc damage, you kill an enemy, and it will just reset Arc Conductor, and you can just keep killing enemies, keep killing enemies. It's best for destroying ads. It's not the best for engaging a boss, because you do want to continue killing enemies. So this is definitely good for a support player in a strike where you want to run around and just kill all the ads. It's very effective against certain enemies, any enemies that are engaging you with arc damage. It's very easy to tell which enemies are engaging you with arc damage. You'll see when they actually fire blue shots towards you. So enemies that I'm pretty sure deal arc damage, for the most part, some enemies are very special, but for the most part, most fallen enemies will deal arc damage. Fallen Vandals, Dregs, Marauders, they all fire arc damage. I believe certain Shanks fire arc damage. I believe There's one type of Vex. It might be the Harpy, or it might be the other one that floats around, the Hydra. That one might deal arc damage. I know certain Hive deal arc damage. I think it's the Hive Knights. There are enemies in every situation, in every strike, in every raid, in every anything. You'll eventually come across an enemy of a certain type that will deal arc damage, and all you have to do is present yourself to them, allow yourself to take a little bit of damage, and then you can just go off, start spraying this weapon at super fast fire rate, super fast ammo, or super high ammo capacity, and it'll just keep recycling. You can just spray at enemies all day long. This is why it's best for taking out ads in certain strikes, in certain engagements, in public events even. It's very, very effective at that, whereas boss fights, you're not going to be recycling Arc Conductor unless you continuously take arc damage. Now, in terms of how it becomes more powerful, I'm not exactly sure. I think it deals increased damage, but there are other weapons that claim they become more powerful, but all they really do is increase like reload speed and increase fire rate, whereas this one, the fire rate seems to be staying the same. I think it is increasing damage, maybe increasing critical hit damage when you're taking that arc damage and Arc Conductor becomes active. But this weapon, in my opinion, is the best submachine gun in the game, especially in strike game modes, in raids, in anything PvE. PvP, submachine guns in general just aren't the go-to weapon, especially if you're engaging multiple enemies at a time. So if you're a big PvE player and you're finding yourself struggling with certain strikes, certain raids, and you're taking a lot of arc damage, especially, as I said, in this raid on Nessus, you can just walk through the arc grids and it will automatically activate Arc Conductor, and you'll have full ammo again, and you can just go ahead and start spraying at all the ads. You can delete the guys off of the arc grids, just continuously take damage and deal damage back. That's why it's best for a character that can take a lot of damage. Make sure you have a lot of resilience, a lot of recovery, so that you can recover health once you take that arc damage, because once you take the arc damage, you're going to want to run in and start spraying at enemies and just taking everybody out. But I would definitely recommend you pick this one up from Xur if you don't have it already. It's 29 legendary shards. Xur is on IO for the next couple days. Definitely worth it. If you have this one, try it out in your strikes, in your raids, in your PvE. Let me know what you think of the Riskrunner SMG in the comment section down below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed today's video, subscribe for more daily gaming goodness, and I will catch you guys on the next video.